Ah, hi, Spots and Cheap Pops. You're on the air.
Let's go back after Triple H. He does his whole spiel. He does, and these are getting a little long too. He does these like once a month now. Anytime there's a new record or there's a big show, hey, and it's cool. And I get they're celebrating how big and how great the business of WWE is, celebrating the largest gate in history. Triple H brought, or The Rock actually brought that up. But celebrating how much money they're making is fucking obnoxious. Sorry, I don't like it.
In some ways, it is. It's like, especially times like right now, a lot of people are having a tough time. And, I understand they're doing well in business. But at some point, actually, I shouldn't even say at some point, it almost feels like almost every event they're announcing some new, brass ring that they've gone and grabbed. And, hey, this is a new record of this or new record of that, blah, blah, blah. And it's always backed by money.
Yeah.
And sometime I don't. Congratulations. Obviously, I support you guys. I'm not necessarily fixated on your bank accounts. And I don't know. I'm sure we could have used this time a little bit more creatively.
There was a lot. There was the pandering from Triple H was about 5 or 10 minutes. And then The Rock, and let's go into the people's champ. Let's go in to the final boss, the guy who is arguably the most entertaining part of the build to last year's WrestleMania. And what the hell do we get? This vanilla version of bullshit corporate douche, The Rock, being all classy, being the guy that everyone wants to run for president,
Yeah.
handing his title to his beautiful young girl. Good for him. That was a nice touch.
Yeah.
But then he goes on and starts fellation. I don't want to say that. Starts just completely kissing ass, bringing up Netflix producers and bringing up behind the scenes guys, just business guys who made millions and millions of dollars off deals for him and vice versa. Just more millionaires. Let's celebrate all the millionaires. Even at one point, look up there, there's more millionaires. Look at all the great millionaires who are good enough and decent enough to bring this product to you. Thank God for them and me. Right? And it's just whatever. And then he doesn't stop there. He goes, and out of nowhere, I want to thank Cody Rhodes, who's just standing randomly in the front row. Like, no one saw Cody Rhodes before that.
That threw me off.
Like, what was that? What the hell was he just standing there for? And he was standing, and he was clearly like by himself. It wasn't
Yeah.
like he was just there for the hell of it. Like,
Yeah.
it's like he just went over there to stand there, and that was it. It wasn't like, it wasn't like he was enjoying it like Macaulay Culkin or
Right.
or Nick or Nikki Bella. He wasn't with an entourage. It was just him. And he didn't stick around for the first match because he had to do a run in later.
Right.
And they had to, oh, wait.
And
We
that,
can't,
that
we
was
can't.
that's what's sort of weird too. Is like he has that moment with The Rock, and The Rock even mentions like Mama Rhodes, and it's all like cordial and like, hey, sort of sexy, funny. I'm your daddy, sort of humor, and it's Cody's like yucking it up. I mean, my
I'm your
God, you
new
guys,
daddy, Cody.
yeah, like the last times we saw you, like the last time we saw The Rock, and I think he was looking at Roman and Cody, he like did this gesture like to his throat, from what I
Yes.
recall. Like, and now he's like, "Hey, we're pals. We're gonna have tequila later, right?"
Yeah, that's my pal. And then obviously Roman Reigns is the tribal chief, and he is the head of the table. Go Roman Reigns. My entire storyline from last year and the whole build with me giving Cody with The Rock giving Cody his Rolex watch back. That whole storyline, The Rock just blew in 5 minutes of a promo. Bang bang.
I guess that's dead. Nobody cares about the Rolex or what was given to him, and like how he was gonna wrestle him at WrestleMania.
I mean, the amount of pandering bullshit that had nothing to do with anything cool that happened the first 15, 20 minutes of that show between Triple H and The Rock was
Yeah,
nauseating, and I was already in a bad mood.
yeah.
That just put me in a bad mood because also I was disappointed because The Rock didn't make me chuckle. He didn't make me laugh. He didn't make me ponder. He didn't make me feel anything except nausea. Nothing was electrifying about The Rock last night. Not a damn thing. It was corporate vanilla goof.
It was all downhill after his own goosebumps.
And by the way, I love The Rock. I've defended The Rock. But just last night, I mean, it was a lot of self-love. A lot of
keep in mind what match is happening right after this.
Yeah, and
so
then
like I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's swerving everybody, is going to come out there and cost Roman the Ula Fala, and hey, Heyman was in on it. This is like the back of my crazy mind, but no.
Or at least when he presented, when he was the one who was going to present the Ula Fala on the Roman, that's when I thought, well, maybe that would be the only thing that could save that horrible 10 or 15-minute promo The Rock cut.
When he took it from Heyman, that's where I was like, oh boy, might be it.
Now he didn't put the one up after Roman did, The Rock. He just looked indifferent to it almost.
High Chief doesn't have to do that, man.
High Chiefs don't have to pander.
No.
Unless you're trying to make a lot of money for the investors of the company that you are the one on the board of directors with. Don't forget this, folks, and I want everyone to understand this. The number one priority to Triple H and The Rock will never be the entertainment value of WWE. It's going to be what they can do to put more money in the stockholders' pockets. That will always be a priority over entertainment. Now, the theory that they have, I'm assuming, is the more entertaining we are, the more we can do that. Thank God.
Right.
Thank God, because Vince had that idea too, but he didn't think those two mattered. He didn't think that you needed to put on entertaining stuff to make money for those people. But
they'll watch anyways.
But don't forget, so when everyone's talking about Cody Rhodes turning heel right away, I want him to, and I thought he was. But then you take a look, the guy kicked ass. He was the number one merch seller last year. Still, that's on a roster with CM Punk.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say turn heel this early into his run. He's only been on top for a year, 2 if you count his first year. So the money is always going to be a bigger deal than what we want to see or what really want to see. Hopefully, it's the same thing, but it was a great celebration of how much money WWE stockholders have certainly made. The first 15 minutes of that episode of Raw, which that was my big issue. It's about your stories. It's about your talent. It's about the things you're going to do moving in. And I thought this was going to be a big kickoff to WrestleMania season. And it ended a couple of storylines that needed to be ending. Probably for my money, both the first match, which we'll go to next, which will be the Tribal Combat match, and even the Rhea Ripley Liv Morgan match. Both those matches, I would argue, were a little long overdue. I know they had to do it a certain way with Roman and Solo because they wanted that War Games match. So I'll give them a little bit of a pass there. But it was a nice bow to those two stories. But other than that, there wasn't a lot of stories progressed. There wasn't a lot of substance to this episode. I felt like it was all glitz and glamour. And I'll talk about particularly the tribal combat match between Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns for the Ula Fala. All it was them was beating each other and yelling at each other for 25 minutes before anything even happened.
Yep.
Chair shot. I love you. Chair shot. I'm the head of the table. Chair shot. Ula Fala. Chair shot. Have you seen the new Moana movie? Chair shot. Hey, Rikishi's farts smell so bad. I don't know if that was part of the conversation.
Chair shot. Were you confused by The Rock's promo? Chair shot. Yeah, me too.
I thought that was part of the plan. What was part of the plan? Chair shot. Yeah, like that one time when he came back, I said it was all part of the plan. I don't get why I said that. Chair shot.
There's the dialogue in between was just crazy.
And tribal combat. So surprised everybody. People from the Bloodlines came in and got it was like a bootleg WrestleMania finish. That's what it literally looked like.
Yeah.
It was like, except They just didn't have the same star power. The biggest star you're getting is Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes.
And that was a nice touch at that point. I
Yes.
enjoyed it. Yeah.
Kevin Owens was a fantastic touch because he was not expected. He was the one true surprise in any of this first 45 minutes to an hour of the show. He was the only surprise and thing I was generally like, oh, yeah. The match was, as a lot of typical Roman Reigns matches, some whatever happens, outside interference, and Roman comes up on top with help of course, Cody Rhodes. And It was a nice symbolic finish because now Roman can go out and try to go get his championship back. And now that we're done and we know that, and we know that The Rock took the Ula Fala and has seemingly put Roman over as the head of the table, the tribal chief, everything in between, where do we see Roman Reigns now going into WrestleMania season? He's gotten his tribal chief necklace back. He's gotten the Ula Fala back. He can now take full charge of his family.
Yep.
And he's going to want that title back. And now after that Rock promo, and then after the Rock Vladi goes out and starts boozing in the parking lot with Cody Rhodes. And he might have even taken a hit from Travis Johnson or whatever that rapper's name was, blunt, that he was smoking on TV.
Yeah.
The Rock comes out, does a couple shots with Cody, gets in his car, drives off. So if The Rock is not going to be part of that equation, and I heard rumors that he has to do reshoots for the Moana, the live action film, shoot me in the head. Holy cow. It sounds like such a ridiculous reason to miss fucking WrestleMania. But are we going to see Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns 3 in Sunday night of WrestleMania? And is that as big of a deal as a CM Punk possible main event? Does CM Punk get Sunday night if it's Roman and Cody? You got to ask that question.
Before we even approach that, we have to mention how Roman pretty much confirmed he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. And I think what you're going to have there is Punk and Roman towards the end, and then perhaps the Favor is involved.
That would be great. That would be top freaking notch. You would assume Punk would be one of the last two, no matter which way you look at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because, look, he beat McIntyre and now he just beat Seth Rollins. So CM Punk is a legitimate main event guy at this point in time in terms of just who he's beaten. He's got enough clout now where he can, from a storyline perspective, legitimately say, I can go after the world champion. You know?
Yeah.
So that's going to be, you got to wonder how that's going to play out now. And if The Rock's not part of WrestleMania 40, then that changes really a big part of what we thought WrestleMania 40, the foregone conclusion, we were getting either Roman and The Rock and Cody, or all three in a match Sunday night at WrestleMania. Now that The Rock's not involved, I don't know if Cody and Roman even get that spot. And I don't even know if, and does Punk, you do Punk Gunther at WrestleMania? It doesn't make sense, does it? It might have to be.
Yeah, I don't know
Roman.
about that.
It might be Roman Punk. Or is John Cena part of this situation?
Yeah, and the crowd did react to Punk and Cena. So, like, yeah, they I mean, with Rock dropping out, like, now you're talking even Gunther's in the mix for one of the main event nights.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Depends who he's wrestling. Yeah. It would have to be.
Yeah.
It would have to be Punk, period. That's the only possibility. I can't see Roman going after Gunther.
And Gunther's going to be on SmackDown anyways, right?
I think all bets are off when it comes to
who's going to be where.
Yeah, I think all bets are off with Netflix. And obviously, Netflix is going to get the best of both worlds at least early. Triple H has come out and said, and that's what's part of the presentation. But you know, you have that took a lot of the wind out of my sails because I didn't think the match was that great. Our buddy John Luxa loved that match. He said, "Oh, it's just like WrestleMania." I know it was just like WrestleMania, but it was like just like WrestleMania for like Temu or for like,
Yeah.
Etsy. It's like Etsy WrestleMania or Wish. When you get your WrestleMania finish on Wish, or if you get every other Roman Reigns finish on Wish, but to an epic proportion with several run-ins. I thought it was overbooked and just stuck to the same exact formula at WrestleMania. I didn't like it.
Yeah, it was just, to me, it showed that it progressed. Kevin Owens' involvement. Now he's a possible. Like here, he attacked Roman again. Maybe they might rekindle that feud. I don't know. Like it just opening up more things here, especially with Cody then also getting involved. So you can see the main players as this is going to unfold towards Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. They're just shoring things up currently. So.
Thank you so much for watching High Spots and Cheap Pops. For Vladi Dottie, this is Silicon Steve Alley. Hit the subscribe button and let us know what you think. Thank you for watching, and here endeth the lesson.